Listen, I need you to stop looking at the gym as just a place where you go to get stronger. How you respond in there says everything about how you move everywhere else. You realize that this whole thing is rigged in your favor. You need failure in the gym, in life, and in business. You're hating on someone mid-set when you haven't even started your warm-up. You're questioning your own progress. Like, damn, am I behind? No matter how clean you eat today, your abs ain't finna show tomorrow. Same goes with life. Consistency beats hype every time. So stop waiting for the perfect workout, the perfect plan, and the perfect timing. What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Tay, back once again with another video. Today we're gonna be talking about what the gym teaches you about winning everywhere in life. Before we do get into it though, I'm gonna need y'all to follow me on all platforms at TayXMilly, right? Today we got a good one. If you really understood the gym, you'd realize that it ain't just about muscles. It's a mirror for life. Everything you face in the gym, from failure to comparison, inconsistencies and doubt, that's the same shit holding you back in your business, your bag, your relationships, and your mindset. But the gym, however, that's the one place that shows you how to succeed at anything. You master that arena, and life starts making sense. Listen, I need you to stop looking at the gym as just a place where you go to get stronger, build muscle, and get in shape, right? It's bigger than that. The gym was teaching me way more than how to just move weights. It taught me how to move through life. The gym is the blueprint for success. Everything you experience in there, the failure, the comparison, the patience, the grind, it's the same stuff you're gonna face when you're trying to build your business, fix your finances, improve your relationship, or just become a better man. You run into all of it at the gym, on that squat rack at 6 a.m. when no one's watching. How you respond in there says everything about how you move everywhere else. You think you're just benching and squatting, but no, you're developing grit. You're learning how to suffer with purpose. You're rewiring your brain to stop expecting overnight results. The gym is where your mentality gets tested and molded, not just your body, right? So today, we're breaking it down. I'm giving you the 5 parallels between the gym and success in any area of life. If you internalize this shit, you'll stop playing yourself. And you realize that this whole thing is rigged in your favor if you start approaching life like a training program. Now let's start off with section 1. Failure is the formula. One of the biggest lessons of the gym is that you have to fail to grow. No failure equals no gains, right? Same in business, same in love, same in life. Motherfuckers scared of failure are scared of greatness. I started working out in the gym around age 13. Just me and the homies, summertime heat, no AC, sweat stanking. In the weight room trying to get right before football season. I played D-line, so coach had us pushing heavy, right? Strength was a non-negotiable. Now the bench press, that was the glory lift. Everyone's pride was on the line when it came to the bench, right? At the time, I never benched 135. I said 45 on each side. But something inside me said, let's do it. Let's go. I loaded the bar and all my niggas was around me, hyped, adrenaline pumping, right? My best friend spotting me. I unracked it, and I'm like, damn, I felt that shit immediately. The bar was heavy as hell. Boy, I wasn't finna fold in front of the guys. That's the squad. I pushed out maybe 3 ugly reps before my arms gave out. And the bar started descending like my GPA sophomore year. Then my boy had to save me from getting crushed. And I'll be real, I felt like I lost. But that failure was the catalyst. That's what signaled my body to grow. The next chest day, I hit 5 reps. The week after, 7. That taught me something that never left. That failure is a rep, not a regret. You need failure in the gym, in life, and in business. Because failure isn't the opposite of winning, it's the beginning. Sumner Redstone said success is not built on success, it's built on failure, it's built on frustration, and sometimes it's built on catastrophe. Now Sumner was a wise motherfucker, all right? James Clear even spoke on this in his book, Atomic Habits. He says, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Failure reveals the flaws in your systems. Michael Jordan missed over 9,000 shots in his career, lost almost 300 games. 26 times he was trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. And still, he's the GOAT. So stop trying to dodge failure, chase it. It means you're in the arena. Section 2, jealousy and comparison will kill you. So let's talk about the gym. You see someone benching 3 plates and forget that they've been lifting for 6 years. Same goes in life. You see someone's success, relationship, car, or their body, but you have no clue what their training program has been like. You're hating on someone mid-set when you haven't even started your warm-up. Let me break this down. You walk into the gym and you see someone repping 315 with perfect form and perfect symmetry, moving it like it's baby weight. And suddenly you're questioning your own progress, like, damn, am I behind? But what you don't see is that they've been grinding for years. You just started. And bro, it's the same thing in life. We be looking at people's highlight reels on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and we start measuring ourselves against them. That dude with the Lambo, he's a decade in the game, and he has a team, and has already suffered a bunch of losses that you ain't see. That couple with the perfect relationship, you ain't seen the therapy, the breakups, the late nights, and yet here you are, comparing your warm-up to their peak form. Let me tell you a quick story. Started the year, I couldn't do a single pull-up. Not one. Fast forward a few months, I'm knocking out more than 10 reps. I finished a set one day and a man came to me overweight and out of breath, talking about, yo, how long did it take for you to do that? I told him straight up, months. But what I didn't say is that I had years of sports, coaches, and gym time. Dude was starting from scratch. And that's the key. Everyone's carrying a different load. Comparison poisons your drive. It steals your joy and confuses direction. So don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Psychologists call it the comparison trap. It leads to depression, anxiety, and worse self-esteem, especially when you're comparing to people way ahead of you. So run your race. Your only competition is the man in the mirror. Section 3, delayed results equal real results. So in the gym, no matter how clean you eat today, your abs ain't finna show tomorrow. The gym humbles expectations. It forces patience. It rewires your brain to fall in love with the process. You ever been in that phase where you're doing everything right? You're eating clean, you're training hard, you're sleeping thoroughly, and yet you look in the mirror like, where's the results at? That's where most people quit. That's where the real ones rise. But you don't rise to the level of your motivation. You fall to the level of your discipline. Growth is invisible at first, right? Muscle builds under the surface. Fat burns quietly, just like bank accounts grow in silence. Just like your skills stack up in private. Progress is a lagging indicator of effort, right? James Clear, again, he says, you get what you repeat. Your body don't care how bad you want abs. It responds to the reps. Same goes with life. The man who invests $500 a month consistently outgrows the man who invests $5,000 one time. Discipline is love for the future version of you. So fall in love with becoming. That's how the results eventually chase you. Section 4, consistency is the only cheat code. So in the gym, the dude who never misses is always ahead of the dude who just lifts heavy sometimes. This mirrors life because success don't come from intensity. It comes from repetition. Here's a stat for you, right? The people who work out 4 times a week for a year out-transform the ones who go 6 times a week for 3 months and burn out. So what does this tell us? Consistency beats hype every time. The guy who shows up every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, even when he's tired, stressed, or unmotivated, he's the one who wins. Not because he's the strongest, but because he's the most reliable. Every time you show up, even when you don't feel like it, you reinforce your identity. You stop saying, I want to be fit, and you start saying, this is just what I do. So understand, self-trust is the real flex. That's what people see when they say, damn, you glow different. Your results are just a mirror of what you've been consistent with. Aristotle once said, we are what we consistently do. So excellence is not an act, but a habit. Your body, your money, your mind, all of it. Next, we're gonna dive into section 5. Everyone's got different advice. In the gym, one dude says high reps, one says low reps. One says, don't eat after 8 p.m. In the past, I've been guilty. You ever had a bowl of cereal at midnight? That shit be hitting. Same goes with life. Same goes with success. Some say hustle 24/7. Some say rest. Some say build. Some say chill. But here's something to consider, right? You don't get results from reading the manual. You get results from lifting the weight. I used to overconsume information like a junkie, watching fitness YouTubers, reading articles, watching influencers, and I barely used any of it. To tell you the truth, the real progress came when I simplified and applied. Same goes with life. When I started YouTube, everyone had advice. Do this, don't say that, use this camera, cover this topic. But I stuck with what felt true, applied what I could, and I tossed out whatever didn't resonate. Because at the end of the day, conviction beats confusion. Alex Hormozi said it best in a video. He said that most of the time we need perfect conviction about a plan more than we need a perfect plan. So stop waiting for the perfect workout, the perfect plan, and the perfect timing. Just pick one, commit, and adjust later. So let's run it back, right? Failure leads to growth. Comparison leads to distraction. Delaying leads to results. Consistency equals power, and confusion leads to clarity through action. The gym ain't just about gains, it's about grit. And it ain't just reps, it's realignment. If you're serious about leveling up in life, treat the gym like your training ground, not just for your body, but for your soul. Because once you conquer yourself under that barbell, nothing out here can shake you. So drop a comment down below about the biggest lesson you learned in the gym, or one that you learned in this video. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs that gym to life wake-up call. We're not just building bodies, we're building beasts. All right, stay locked in. Later.